starting here now.
Does this get edited at all?
It does not. And welcome to Crew Call, because that's the first thing that she's talking about. We are Crew Call with the Scooters, and today we have a very good friend of ours. I call her Minnie, but she's known as Mary Nosal. And thank you so much for being with us, Mary. We love you. We're so excited. And you're coming from the playroom, Peace Playroom. So we're really honored to be a part of that moment. Mary's a global, tell us who.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm happy to be here too. Happy to see your shining faces and gave me an opportunity to do my hair, my makeup, and put on real clothes today. Yeah. It's a win all around. But I am a senior global campaign manager for a health tech company.
Your business, your life is probably pretty crazy right now, because how many different offices, or so it's global, so it's everywhere.
Yeah.
What's your team comprised of?
Yeah, so we're kind of all around the Pittsburgh area. The team that I work with, we're in Oakland is where we're based out of. But, everybody's all over right now since it's global calls, all hours of the day, night too. So, that's pretty normal for us, which is totally fine. I think it's just, now everybody is at home. So I did notice, last week I felt like was of a time where everybody was kind of getting used to always being at home. Mm-hmm. And this week, definitely, I think everybody's used to it as much as we can be, and kind of, making this our new normal too.
How has it been with communication? And how has it been coming from the top all the way down? Because it's not business as normal, but it's business as business. So how?
Yeah. Luckily, our leadership team is really good. For our department, our leadership team is totally transparent. They're always keeping us in the loop. With my direct manager, we have a check-in call now once a week just to kind of see how everybody's feeling. They're kept a little bit more light. Kids are welcome to jump on video too, dogs, cats, whatever. And then we have a whole department meeting every week too that we're doing just to keep everybody in the loop. But then, from the top down, there's constant communication around, how this is affecting our business, what the business is doing to support this too. And then also like tips and tricks for us to just kind of navigate through this time too.
What do you think has been the biggest change in terms of your team dynamic, or maybe just your leadership style during this time?
I actually think, I was thinking about this morning, I think we communicate, not that we did not communicate before, but I think that we communicate much more now too, because everybody wants that connection. Everybody wants that point to be talking to one another too. So I think we communicate much more. We have more check-ins throughout the day, throughout the week, formal, informal too. So I do think that a lot of these behaviors that we're doing now are going to be things that are going to stick with us after this is all said and done too.
Do you think
go ahead. No, go.
Go first.
But do you think it's changed the way the respect level in terms of what people do? I think we're finding that there's a little more like, oh, okay, it does take that much time, or oh yeah, that's happening, or is there just a difference in terms of how people are because corporate is very different, because like go. Right. But you said it's a little more casual. Are you feeling like it's a softer kind of a little more care maybe involved in it?
I definitely don't think the work piece of it is more casual. I think there's a lot that needs to be done. The industry that we're in, there's a lot that needs to be done, a lot of really important work that these people, that are suffering from this are reliant upon too. So I would say no, not more casual by any means from the work. I think just the I don't know how to say this, I just think the overall way that we work together is a little bit, like you said, I think it's softer is a good way too. I think we're all really sensitive to the fact that everyone is putting in really more hours. Everybody's putting in longer days too. You know, we're all working kind of at different times because you've got to work with what suits your schedule too. And I do think that, you know, management and leadership has been really, they've really respected that with the team and have acknowledged that with the team too. So I know for me, that was, you know, I've always worked from home, you know, a day or two a week, and always really loved it. For me, it's completely different now being here with my almost 2-year-old and my husband here. We're here 24 hours a day together. So that's the difference. And I was a little bit concerned about that at first. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? I can't make a 2-year-old be quiet at every meeting, every call that I have too. So everybody's just been really open to that and understands kind of, hey, we're all in the same boat. You know, my daughter was flipping out, throwing a tantrum this morning at 8:30 because I didn't have the right episode of Mini on. And everybody said, that's okay, we feel the same way. So I think in that aspect, everybody's been really kind and really sensitive towards one another with that too.
I flip out.
Yeah.
When, you know, the West Wing isn't on the episode I want to watch.
Exactly.
I don't blame her. I got it.
Pull out tantrum on the ground.
And how's the morale with the team? I mean, you deal with it on a global level. So how's everyone doing? Like, does it seem like everyone's just kind of being as positive as possible? Or do you see certain areas that are like, oh my gosh, or how's that going?
Yeah, I think everybody's just being as positive as possible too. There's obviously some people that are more on the front lines and more affected than others, but I think everybody's being positive. The people that are not, those are on the front lines, are being really supportive towards the other people that are offering, you know, hey, what can I do? How can I help? You know, just trying to alleviate and take things off of people's plates when you can, and just work together through this too.
Are any of your team members affected by the virus? Has anybody been sick or?
No, not that we have heard of. Thank goodness. No.
That's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm super thankful for that.
So how is it working?
I was just gonna ask. I wouldn't know about the juggling at all. How to figure? I don't even know how you do it.
Hey, I always say this too. Like every time I talk to someone, I say it's hard for everybody. It's not just hard for moms. It's not just hard for dads. It's hard adjustment for everybody. If you've never worked home, to be home all the time, to manage your day, to manage your work too. This is just different. I will say it's different. You know, like I said, I always am used to working from home a day or two and love it. Those are the days you get the most done. Normally my little one goes to daycare and my husband's at work, so I'm here by myself. I can, you know, hunker down, do my work. Having her home has been a challenge, but also at the same time, I'm savoring every minute. Like today before nap, she said, rock mommy. And I said, you know what? I will do that because I am not normally here at nap time. So I think, you know, that's the blessing through all this, is that we do have some extra time together. We're all very close with one another, but I think, you know, luckily my husband is here too, but he is going into the office 1 or 2 days a week. They're really limiting their exposure, but he's still going in 1 or 2 days a week. But I'm so happy that he's here too, because it's helped, because really we just like bounce back and forth with her. Okay, we're like, okay, you have a call at 2, I'll be with her. She'll be down from nap between 1 and 3. Like it's kind of just juggling and jumping in. This morning I got off a call. My husband started a call and she was in the living room, like playing in the background. So it's different. We're just, you know, getting used to it. I do think, like, I will say yesterday went really well. I think because the sun was shining, that was a positive moment in the day. And today seems to be going pretty smooth. So we're just taking it day by day.
That's all you can do.
That's all we can do. Yep, exactly. That's all we can do. But yeah, it's working. We have no choice. We say this is all for the best. We're doing what we're told to do. That's why, you know, she's not going to grandparents at this time, and we're not seeing them either. So I know that that's hard on everybody too, because they care about her right now, and they, I know that they miss her, but we all know that it's for the best. So we're doing a lot of FaceTime, talking on the phone too, even having her talk to FaceTime with little friends and stuff too. So, but so exactly, day by day.
When I did have a question, because when all of this was happening and daycares were still open, what was, and just talking about like the mom perspective of all of it, what was going through your head? Because now you feel like, okay, we're safe, we're in our own like little nucleus, but I mean, what was going through your head? I mean, what were they communicating with you? And
so it was, I think it was like a Friday when this like all got really bad, and we kind of thought, okay, like over the weekend we're going to hear more. So I picked her up from daycare that Friday. Everything was, it was like starting to get weird. We knew something was coming already. I think that's the next day, Saturday, Matt and I had already discussed that we weren't going to send her. Like, we did not feel comfortable even if it was open. She doesn't go to daycare on Monday. She would have gone that Tuesday, but we're like, we're not doing it. So we had already decided that we weren't going to send her. And then I think it was that Sunday night already, notice came out from daycare that said that it was late, that they were going to be closed, but they would be open the next day for families that kind of needed to get their, get everything in order and figure out a childcare situation too. So so she's been out for 2 weeks. So she's not 2 yet, but I can tell that, there's times where I can tell she's bored. I know she misses friends and teachers. So we keep trying to talk. We talk about her friends. We talk about her teachers. We blow them kisses every time we talk about them. And we were actually on a walk yesterday in our neighborhood, and one of her little friends lives 2 blocks away. So he and his mom were out playing. So we stood across the street and we waved too. So from, like I said, we had already made the decision that we weren't going to send her anymore. We did get communication that they might be opening up, I want to say maybe like in 2 weeks or so, but that came a couple days ago. So it's just, everything's changing. You guys know, hour by hour, day by day, not even day by day, it's changing hour by hour. So kind of read it. And, even we said, if it does happen in 2 weeks, I don't know, I need to see where things are at to even see if I don't even know if I feel comfortable at that point sending her.
Yeah, that would be the question, because if they do start opening things back up, what's the family conversation about that? Even if, work opens back up.
Right. I know.
The vaccine yet, or if there isn't anything, have you guys been talking about that? Or is anybody kind of on the corporate level talking about that?
Yeah, I mean, no, like we have not gotten really from a corporate level, like we have not heard, like I said, I think our leadership's doing really, really great job at communicating to us. There's really not been any conversation like, hey, this is probably going to be like for X amount more weeks. It's just, everybody get used to it. Here's additional tools and additional resources that we're making available to make working remote easier too. So at a corporate level, like I don't see like a date or a timeline on it. In my head, I keep saying, I think that it's going to be these 2 weeks and then maybe 2 more weeks. So in my head, I'm thinking maybe the beginning of May, but who knows? Like we said, it's day by day, hour by hour. So I can tell you how I feel right now about sending her back, but it's going to be totally different about how I feel when that time comes too.
And besides Minnie and walking, what else are you doing at home?
Well, we're having lots of tea parties. We're playing outside. We're wearing a track in the concrete around our house from walking. Trying to paint, trying to do, different activities to keep her motivated and keep her going. But it's almost 2, does not have a long attention span. So it's more, I laugh, I say, it's me doing scavenger hunts. It's me painting macaroni necklaces.
Can we get one? Can we get a macaroni necklace?
We have a little extra laying around the house. Yesterday's color was blue, so we'll send them to you guys.
Great, that'll look great. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Blue penne pasta on a pipe cleaner.
It's all the rage now.
It's all the rage, yeah. So, but I mean, just literally like what we are keeping a schedule too. So, and she gets up whenever she gets up, and then we go downstairs, we read a couple books. Matt or I will go check through emails, breakfast, outside for a little bit, lunch, nap. We're just trying to keep it. She puts on regular clothes every day, does change from her pajamas. Can't say the same for myself, but yeah, so we are trying to keep a schedule too. And I know for me, it's been really helpful to wake up like an hour before Matt and Penny wake up too. So it's been helpful to get, just have a moment to yourself too, whether it to be to work out or to check emails, at that point, or take a shower too. So that's been really helpful to do too.
It's funny because I was just thinking about mental kind of stability and health, because I think we're especially in marketing and just communications and strategy, you're on all the time because you get the phone call and it's whatever time of your night, and thinking about that, how important it is to have that time by yourself.
Yeah.
So how are you, I mean, if you are working out or you're reading certain things, what are you looking at just to keep it, to be able to disconnect a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I was, what was it, Wednesday of this week, and I was like, I'm losing my mind, because we've been working around the clock, which is
I'm sure you guys have, yeah,
amazing, but at the same time, but you feel the intense responsibility. I'm sure you feel the same way, probably even greater, being connected to a company that's on the front line. I just, you feel the huge responsibility. It just like weighs on you. So what are you doing? What are you looking at? What are you reading that's kind of keeping you focused and going, this is going to be okay?
Yeah, I think I don't really read anything during the day, like unless there's something that comes across email or something. I try not to read too much during the day. I think when this all started to get really bad, I think like 2 weeks ago, I was literally like sitting on my phone, like refresh, like the news, just to see what was happening, because it was changing so quickly too. So I really don't do that anymore. I, like I said, take time for myself, still working out, still my Peloton has been a good place to kind of disconnect too. And then like in the evenings too, we watch a little bit of TV too. So, something else, like sometimes we'll put on the news but we try to watch other things. It's tough though. Like it's so hard to even like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but even to like think about other things. And like, then I feel like by that point in the day too, I'm like, my brain is done. So I need to just watch something either ridiculous or nothing at all.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Yep.
Yeah. So yes, we're trying to figure out now what's the next thing we're going to get into and watch. So we'll see.
Is there something that you're I mean, you are the cook of everyone. So are you cooking anything interesting or baking anything interesting?
No, pretty much what we have. I will say, outside of my friends and missing friends and family and seeing everyone, definitely going to restaurants and ordering out is one of the things that we miss. We did order out last Saturday. We did do takeout, and we'll probably do it again this Saturday too. Like once a week we're trying to do it. But other than that, it's like eating what we have, trying to still do like healthy things.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty much whatever is there. I'm getting kind of sick of cooking every single day, but I said at the same time, I feel thankful that we have the food to cook and everything too. So, but yeah.
Is there anything recently that you've been seeing or kind of an organization that you're thinking about or you're kind of getting joy from or kind of impressed by what they're doing? Even something in your community?
I actually was taking a walk the other day, and what was it, last Saturday or Sunday, we were up taking a walk. We live in Mount Lebanon, and we saw a lot of things I think in the community do make me smile. A lot of kids drawing with chalk all over their sidewalks, funny not meant to be funny, but things to say like, wash your hands, like super cute kids, you know, cheerful messages too. And then we were taking a walk, and we walked up towards Washington Road. We saw a table set out that had a bunch of food on it, and it basically said, you know, leave what you can, take what you can too.
Yeah.
So, you know, that does give joy to the people who care about one another too. But yeah, but we love seeing all the messages, all the kids outside playing too. It is nice to know that a lot of them probably don't really understand what's going on too, in a way. You know, they just see it as more time with mom and dad at home too, and hopefully, you know, remember it that way too.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I know.
hanging out.
Thank you guys. This was fun. It was so nice to see you both.
You too. You too.
I like to often.
Yeah, that's like the whole kitchen set shopping cart. It's fantastic. It's a fun little place.
There's, oh, it is. Come on over. Not now, though.
Exactly.
Thanks
Oh,
for having me, girls.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stay
All
safe.
right. Bye. Hey, stay safe and healthy.
You too.
Bye.